Jets forward Mark Scheifele has been suspended 4 games by NHL player safety for the hit on Jake Evans in Game 1 of the series versus the Habs. We'll discuss the decision coming up next. Welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. Now, as I mentioned, we've been waiting for this most of the day because we knew he was having a hearing, but Mark Scheifele's decision from NHL player safety has just come down the pipe, and they've banned him for 4 games in the second round series here versus the Montreal Canadiens. So this is equivalent to what you would get like an 8 to 10 game regular season suspension. So for a player with no history, which Mark Scheifele does not have any past history of fines or suspensions, this is pretty heavy, but I do feel this is completely justified. The hit last night was pretty nasty, pretty disgusting. I was not a fan of it at all, and I think NHL player safety actually got one right here. Now, I did a video earlier today talking about the hit and talking about the suspension that was likely coming. I gave my thoughts on it. I mean, obviously, it's one of those situations that is kind of tough sometimes. I tried to watch the play numerous times, different angles, try to make it the best informed decision that I could. Obviously, you're bound to get people commenting that just don't agree with you, which is fine. On this channel, I want there to be different opinions. I want there to be lots of debate. That's the whole point of this. We should be able to talk hockey, debate, have different opinions, and you know what? That's totally okay. But there was no need. Some of the comments that we saw in the other video, some pretty hateful comments, some of them towards me directly for having an opinion of what I did. It's completely ridiculous in my opinion. So anyways, essentially one thing that I said that seemed to tick a lot of people off was in the play of Jake Evans, not once when he was going down the ice did he ever like peek behind him or take a look to see what was coming. Because I mentioned players are always taught to keep their head up. Now, I've had a lot of comments saying, how do you expect them to keep their head up during a wraparound? I didn't say that. When you're doing a wraparound play, it's hard to keep your head up. You're not going to do that. But at some point, when he was skating down the ice hard, I just thought, and all I said was that it should have been a good idea if he took a peek over his shoulder at some point to see what was coming. It might have given him a better idea of what to expect. But I also said it probably would have made no difference in the outcome. Mark Scheifele was coming down hard from the other end of the ice. He skated for probably 2/3 of the ice, full tilt, glided in from the face-off circle, made no attempt to play the puck, and hit Jake Evans with full force. And he actually, when he hit him too, it looked like he did kind of angle upwards a little bit, which is what the comments from player safety essentially said, that it's a definition of charging, which is what we had talked about before. He traveled a great distance with the intent of delivering a really vicious hit. So the hit could have been uncalled for. Now, his argument was that he was trying to prevent a goal and trying to make a defensive play, but where his argument falls short, which I talked about in the other video too, is he made no attempt to play the puck. You could tell before he got there, he'd already kind of come to grip with himself that he wasn't going to make it in time. Obviously, the puck was going in, which means essentially the game is over. The outcome was already decided. And he took one hand off his stick, braced himself for contact, and hit Evans as hard as he could and making a lot of contact with the head. Now, I don't think we can say the head was the focal point of contact, but still, there was head contact causing an injury. He's out indefinitely with a concussion. So I'm not a fan of this hit, and by no means did I ever suggest in the other video that Jake Evans was anyway at fault. I felt sick to my stomach watching Jake Evans on the ice. And another thing, the other kind of comments that I guess I'm just going to have to learn to live with here, as I see a lot of comments saying, oh, you're soft and you're snowflake and you should have watched hockey in the 80s and even a bit in the 90s. You would have survived it. You would have had to quit. You probably never played hockey. You probably never picked up a hockey stick. Some of the comments are absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, a lot of these people, they don't know me. So, like, why can't we just have a discussion and a debate and have difference of opinions without being idiots? Like, there's no need of it. No need of it at all. And really, how old do you think I am? Do you think I didn't watch hockey in the 80s and 90s? I'm in my 40s. Like, I am not a kid here. It's not like I've only been watching hockey in the 2000s or like in the last 5 years or something ridiculous. Like, I am a grown-ass man. Like, come on. And I played hockey for a long time. I've been following hockey as a sport pretty much my entire life. I've it's just ridiculous, the comments, and I don't let it get to me. It's just, I don't understand it at all. I just wish, it makes it hard for the people in the comment section that are trying to have like a real normal conversation. It frustrates me from that perspective. Not so much, you can say what you want about me. I really don't care. I ignore most of it. Makes no difference. I'm not going to get upset. I don't whatever. It just frustrates me that the rest of the viewers with, common sense and that are trying to be rational, it's sometimes hard for them to be able to keep up and have conversations without people like that butting in and kind of ruining it. So anyways, if you could, have a difference of opinion, I don't care. But just keep it civil. All I ask. Anyways, Scheifele's out for 4 games. I have no problem with it. I agree with it. I think they got it right. Let me know what you think. I'll link to the NHL player safety in the top of the pinned comment in case you haven't seen what George Peros had to say. But I do agree with him on this one. He can come back for Game 6 if the series goes that far. And just imagine what things are going to be like if and when he does get back in the lineup. I'm wondering maybe in Game 2 here if the Jets and the Habs will have maybe have the score settled before he comes back. I don't know, but I imagine when he comes back, he's going to have to answer for this. I'm sure some of the Habs players will be looking to drop the gloves with him and so see if he can answer for his action. So let me know your thoughts on the suspension, and we'll discuss further in the comments. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news on all 32 NHL teams. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.